going, guys? It's Toby's Talk Show, episode number 9, and today we will be talking about the divisional games that happened this past weekend and the championship games that are happening either tomorrow or today, depending on when I post this video. And obviously talking about the NFL playoffs. So let's start off with probably the most surprising game of the week: the Ravens versus the Titans. So the 14-2 Ravens, the best team most likely in the league, and the hottest team, uh, lost in the playoffs. The first playoff game that they played, to the probably least skilled, I would say, team in the Tennessee Titans. So obviously, not many people expected that. Last episode, I talked about how the NFL, is surrounded by the quarterback. If you don't have a good quarterback, you will not win games. And I still believe that. However, it is always nice to see a stud like Derrick Henry kind of carrying the team. Um, and I still do believe in my theory because, Ryan Tannehill, even though he had only 79 yards, he was a game manager on the field, and he managed to have 3 touchdowns at the end of the game. And 3 touchdowns is a solid number for a quarterback, and that equals 21 points, and 21 points should be enough to win you a game. Maybe not in today's NFL because it's all about scoring, but usually 21 points is a solid number. Um, the difference between him and Mariota is that he's calm under pressure. He controls the team, he leads the team, um, and that's what it takes to win a game. Um, Derrick Henry's a monster. Also, we obviously should talk about him for putting up 185, and has just been killing everyone in these playoffs. You physically just can't tackle him; he's too big. Um, you know, with the Titans O line, and Derrick Henry's tough running, he can't be stopped. He can only be contained. The one problem I have with their Titans is their kicking situation, and what do I mean by that is that they haven't kicked a field goal since week 15. So we don't know how if they're down by 3 and at the 45, if they have a 45-yard field goal, I don't know if the kicker is going to make it. I think it's Santos. I am not sure, but that's what I believe. Um, you know, Besides that, we should talk about Lamar Jackson. Obviously he is one of the best players in the NFL, and he just didn't show it at all today. He is the MVP this year. Playoffs do not matter for the awards, and how I looked at it is if Lamar is throwing 59 times in a game, there is a problem because that means the running attack is not working or they're putting way too much pressure on Lamar Jackson. Um, as in the defense is putting pressure on him. He will make mistakes, but 3 turnovers is not okay. You could look at his stats and be like, oh, he had a pretty good game. He threw for over 300 yards passing and ran for over 100 yards. But most of that was garbage time. They were losing the whole game. They were getting killed in the second, third, and early fourth quarter. And you have to look at Lamar and you have to see you could start to look at is he just not clutch for the playoffs? Like I said before, he's very young, and last year, there's pressure on him for being a rookie and being a different type of rookie than we've seen, in such a long time, where he could run. He runs more than he threw, and obviously that changed this year. But now all this pressure is on him being the MVP of the league and trying to win and trying to make the Super Bowl. It's tough for him, but at the same time, the best of the best gets through that pressure. And Lamar just didn't. Lamar will only get better, and hopefully, part of this progression is getting through that pressure. We'll obviously see, but the Titans are moving on, and they look hot right now. Let's go to the other AFC game, and that is the Chiefs and the Texans. This was a crazy game, right? In all honesty, even though Watson said that as long as he is the quarterback of this team, Bill Bryan is staying. But honestly, maybe that should change. Maybe the Chiefs Texans have to look at it because they haven't gotten past the divisional round with him. He's made the playoffs a lot, but their division's been weak. Most of the time, they've been good. And if you're up 24, you should not blow that lead, and especially not lose by 20 points. Um, the Texans have made an AFC Championship with him, and it looks like they're still a curse because they got dominated. Bill O'Brien right now is getting carried by the talent of the team. This team has enough talent to make the Super Bowl, but with his coaching skills, he can't bring that team to the next level. I really have nothing to say for the rest of the Texans team. Neither side really played bad. Obviously, the defense at 51, but once Patrick Mahomes is hot, you can't blame the defense. That's just Mahomes being one of the best of the best. The Texans, they started off very well. They both locked up the Chiefs and they scored at will. However, once that offense stopped and they started to turn the ball over, the momentum was all on the Chiefs' side. And when you're at home with the Chiefs, you better watch out because Mahomes will come for you, and that's what he did against the Texans. I didn't understand the fake punt play, which is obviously Bill O'Brien's fault because he called it. You're losing the momentum very quickly, and when you do that, the momentum just fully swings to the Chiefs, especially since you're in your own 40-yard line. Um, you know, in the turnovers that happened, especially on the special teams, it hurt a lot because those are two special team plays that completely changes the momentum. Most of the times the Chiefs got the ball, they were inside the 30, 40-yard line of the Texans, and if you're giving Mahomes only 40 yards until he scores a touchdown, I will bet money that he will score a touchdown, and that's what he did on six consecutive drives. Um, Travis Kelce showed that he is the second best tight end in the league. I think George Kittle is just because he's such a better blocker. Catching the ball, I'll give it to Kelce, but because of you know, um, just because just Kelce is just not as good as a blocker as Kittle. So that is why I think Kittle's the better tight end. But no, Kelsey showed out tonight, or last weekend. He had three touchdowns. He had two of those touchdowns in less than 3 minutes. And it shows how Kittle is an elite receiver in the league. Um, and also when I look at this game, I see the difference between a running quarterback and a quarterback that can run. And obviously Mahomes is the quarterback that can run, and and Lamar Jackson is the running quarterback. And that Mahomes is just still such a better quarterback than Jackson. Obviously, Jackson had the better year, but Mahomes definitely could have competed with him for the MVP if he played all 16 games or at least 15. Mahomes put up good stats in a high win, and Lamar put good stats in a blowout loss. So that's the difference for you right there. I obviously think Lamar is still a great player, but I think it just shows that Mahomes is still a better player than Lamar as of now. Now let's go to the first NFC game, which is the 49ers and the Vikings. So the 49ers are very dangerous. Like so dangerous that they are probably the team to beat right now, the team that's projected to win it all. They're just that hot. Jimmy Garoppolo is doing exactly what he needs to do, and that's not to turn the ball over, except obviously the one interception by Kendricks. And to be a game manager like Tannehill is, like I said, even though the quarterback, like I think, is that the person that if you have a good one, you'll win the game. But if you have a quarterback that's a game manager and you have a lot of skill surrounding him, that's a very good chance for your team to win. Um, you know, we could look at both sides of the ball. Um, the defense was stellar. They locked up Dalvin Cook, and he was the X factor of the game. Because if you get that running game working, then you give Cousins a lot more room to throw the ball when they don't expect it. And I trust Cousins in those situations. Um, and when you put in the pressure on the quarterback like they did, since their D line is so good, Cousins was worried, he was nervous, and he made really poor throws. And offensively, like I said, Garoppolo was the game manager. He took the game in his hands. He drove them slowly but surely, and they scored. And I think they scored 3 touchdowns. The 49ers and Titans kind of have the same composition. They both are solid on both sides of the ball. Obviously, the 49ers have a lot more talent than the Titans. And also, Kyle Shanahan is a mastermind. He knows exactly what he's doing on offense. And Saleh, if that's how you say his name, is a great coordinator on defense. And both sides of the ball look very hot right now. They both look unstoppable. And obviously on the offensive side, don't forget about that running back trio. Once let's say Tevin Coleman is a 60-yard play and they want to hurry up, you could literally put Mostert in or Breida, and I'm sure they could score the touchdown for your team. And that's why I think the offense is so scary because I have trust in literally every single person on that team, all the running backs, Sanders, Kittle, Debo Samuel. I have a lot of confidence in them, and obviously I have confidence in Garoppolo. He's shown it. He's shown that we could trust him as a quarterback. And so right now I think the 49ers are the teams to beat. Vikings, I would put the blame probably on the offensive line since Cook couldn't get anything and Cousins was rattled the whole game. And the defense played pretty well. Like you can't really blame them. It was really the offense just couldn't get going. And part of that is just that the offense of the Vikings is not as skilled as the 49ers defense. And the other part is that the 49ers defense is just too good and they're the best in the league right now. So you could put both blame on the offense. Packers versus the Seahawks. Um, this was a close game. I had the Packers winning. I just thought the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is really hungry right now, and I think he really wants to win. Um, and Russell Wilson, like I said, he's a game manager. Um, and he obviously could do a lot more than that, but he's just very good at managing the game. And the problem is you can't manage a game when you're losing. You have to hurry up and you have to go. And Aaron Rodgers is so good that even though you can't name the second and third wide receivers on the team, except Devonta Adams, you might know Vontae Scantling. Um, and Lazard's coming into his own, but his wide receivers aren't the most reliable in the world, and he somehow is just still dominating. Rodgers is a special talent, and their coach um, is doing great. LaFleur really is an offensive mastermind as well, and that's why when you pair him and Rodgers together, bad things will happen for the opposing team. The Seahawks defense, Rodgers just took advantage of the corners. The corners are probably their weak spot on defense, and Trey Flowers and I guess Quinn wasn't good enough. And really, if Rodgers is hot, it'd be hard to beat them. I don't care who's on the team. If you have Rodgers, then you have a good chance of winning a game. And the Packers defense really stepped up. The Smiths, that's what they like to call each other, Preston and I'm for Zadarius. They were stellar. They are the ones that are getting the pressure. In the past, the reason why Rodgers really didn't win is that their defense really let up too many points. And obviously, Rodgers could do whatever he wants on the offensive side, but he can't control what happens on the defensive side. But now they have pass rush. They have corners like Jair Alexander. They have linebackers. They have safeties. They have everything, and they're looking very, very good. Um, and for the Seahawks, they really just can't get over the hump. They lost to the Cowboys last year in the first round, and they obviously lost to the Packers this year. And the Jimmy Garoppolo play, that was a first down. The yellow line is not where the first down is. It's obviously just put on by Fox or whatever channel was running that game. It's a digital line. If you look at it, the real first down was a yard behind in front of that, and Jimmy Graham got there. So it was a first down. The Seahawks really didn't get screwed. You can also look at that fumble that happened that should have gone the Packers' way but didn't. So you can't really blame the refs for this game. The Seahawks offense just didn't excel like they did against like the 49ers when they put up 50 plus points, and the defense couldn't shut Rodgers down. And Rodgers and the defense did as much as they needed to pull out this win. So now I will predict the two championship games, and then we will end the video there. So the first game is obviously Titans versus Chiefs. As much as I want the Titans to win, I feel like the talent of the Chiefs is just too much, and I think you know the Chiefs' offense will be too much. Obviously, you could say, oh, the Titans won against the Chiefs Week 10, but the Chiefs still had plenty of injuries, and now they're fully healthy. I think Mahomes is really back to his MVP mode that he has in him, and I think the offense is ready to blow up like they did last year. And the Chiefs defense, they've gotten better. They have Frank Clark now. I know Juan Thornhill's out, but he was very good. And I think the defense is coming together as well. They have Tyrann Matthew, so they're looking very good. And I like the Titans, but I think finally someone's gonna be able to stop Derrick Henry. And when I say stop, I mean let him maybe get 120 yards instead of 185. I think the Chiefs will somehow find a way to um, stop Derrick Henry and make Ryan Tannehill throw more. If they do, they will win the game easily. I think Derrick Henry will have a great game, but just not as great as he's been having because the Chiefs will. I think Spagnuolo is their defensive coordinator. I think he'll figure out how to stop them, um, or contain him at least. And so that's why I think the Chiefs will win because if you put pressure on Tannehill, I trust Mariota a lot more than Tannehill. The next game is the Packers versus the 49ers. And my prediction is that, the 49ers are just on a roll right now. I think they're better offensively as a team, obviously not quarterback wise, but as a team than the Packers. I think defensively they're a lot better as well. And I think Kyle Shanahan's going to draw schemes where, they'll stop the pressure of the Smith, they're not brothers, but the Smiths. And I think, the offense is just going to flow like they usually do, not be scared of, the defense. And I think Shanahan is going to be prepared. And then I think the defense right now is just too strong. They get the pressure against any O line they want. Their corners are shut down with Richard Sherman leading them. Their safeties are looking good. Their linebackers, everyone is doing their job on the team, and that's all you need. And I think Salah's going to be able to prepare for the Packers as well. Like I said, contain Rodgers, obviously not stop Rodgers. Just the talents of Rodgers and Henry are just too much. But yeah, that's my predictions. So I had the 49ers and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So, a red out Super Bowl. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be a very fun game to watch. A lot of star power on both sides of the on both teams. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your comments on my thoughts on the game, and leave your predictions down below for what's gonna happen in the AFC and NFC Championship game. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a great time talking about it. I think these playoffs are going to be very interesting. Don't doubt the Titans. I have, and I guess I am, because I think the Chiefs are going to win. But right now I'm a Titans fan. Obviously, honestly, I'm a Cowboys fan. In the real world, don't hate me. But in the playoffs, I am rooting for the Titans to win. Just because I like the underdog story. It's just it's always fun to root for the underdog. And so I will be this weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and of course, like I said, comment. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.